and we don't remember that she was under the swarm.
I think I might be. If I think I remember, did the swarm engulf me or something? I can't remember.
I think so.
This looks funny too, because I thought the swarm engulfed Terrell. I thought you were.
Yeah, because I thought Kai was dead.
Oh,
there
you are. It's the other little swarm. Maybe it's the other little swarm that engulfed you. I don't know. I don't remember because I actually didn't listen. Because I guess this week was very distracting, and I knew we were wrapping things up, so I'm like, it's no big deal. I'll just try to vaguely remember what happened last time.
I think we'll all be doing that now.
Is everybody physically, if not emotionally, prepared, or do you need time to like muster drinks and
no? Well,
run screaming around the room?
Yeah, we have organised.
Well, that's two of us. I'm not organized, but hey, it's cool. It's D&D. You don't need to be organized for D&D.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gosh. Okay, so what I remember that happened is you were in the Feywild. You left the Feywild. I mean, I guess it's not important. You got like a honey hunter little wand thing to help you track bees. The specific signature of Fey bee honey. And you'd gotten some flowers from the Feywild. Pop back through the portal. None of you were affected by the memory, potential memory loss. Two of you because you're of elven heritage, and Terrell because of a nymph or dryad acorn that you had in your possession that you'd been gifted years ago in your home village. It seemed to shield you as you traveled back to the forest.
Right.
But you did have to roll to see if time went wibbly wobbly, and it didn't turn out so bad. You got the days are become weeks option. So it turned out you'd only been away for a 10-day during your visit to the Feywild. So you were still within that kind of, I think Arbiter Drusil gave you a vaguely like, can you please try to figure something out in 2 weeks kind of deadline, I think, from the get-go. So it's been 10 days. You went back to the village of Ruchevert, shared all your plans with Arbiter Drusil, and had him identify them. You spent some time doing other stuff. I can't remember what else you did. There was maybe some owlbear visitation. Yeah,
we taught the owlbear to poop outside and not to run over the tables.
That's right. You potty trained the owlbear.
Sold the shields we tried to sell the shield.
You sold some stuff to the smith, but the armor, I guess, the armor that you'd looted was not the kind that was really had much use, so you sold it for base prices.
Yeah.
And I think you traded for some soap or something.
I did.
Bath in a bottle.
That. Yeah.
That appealed to Terrell. Terrell being really into personal hygiene. And you spent the night. You kind of like recovered from your time in the forest in the Feywild, and consulted with Arbiter Drusil, who spent some time analyzing the plant samples that you brought back, given as he has an interest in the field of alchemy. And so he gave you an overview of what all the plants were. You discovered some things that, which things attracted bees, which things didn't seem to attract bees, which things could be made into another kind of concoction. And I think what you got out of it was a calm balm bomb made into an arrow that was made out of the unicorn's tail plant.
Yep.
That you got from the unicorn. You got some poison arrows.
Yes.
Was there anything else? I don't remember if there's anything else. Oh, and I think you got a big bag for bees.
Oh, we got the bomb barrel, healing potions, insect repellent.
I've got some healing potions and some insect repellent. And you got a big bag that you could put bees in.
Yes.
Oh, and you did kind of report everything while you were in the Feywild to a Harrowing who was kind of, I guess, a guard within the Queen's orchard. You kind of gave the alert, said, hey, the portal's open. She accompanied you back to the portal to kind of man the switch. And she's theoretically waiting for you to escort the Fey Queen Bee back. Assuming you're successful in catching the Fey Queen Bee. Is there anything else I've forgotten that you remember from last week?
I'll just checking my notes.
We ended in the middle of combat. You had used the honey hunter to find a cave, or it led you to a cave in the woods, and you kind of tiptoed into the entrance, found that the cave had been converted into a hive. It had honey everywhere, beeswax everywhere. It looked like the weight of the wax and the honey had caused some cave-ins in some areas of the cave. And you also located the swarm monstrosity in the cave there, floating around, and you lured it out of the cave. I can't remember what you did. You attack it, or did you use the flowers, or how did you do that? Do you remember?
No, we haven't used any of our flowers yet, right? We're holding on
so.
that.
Yeah, I seem to remember that one of you attacked it from a distance, and
didn't Kai shoot it with a firebolt or something?
Yeah, that sounds like something that happened.
Something what we would do, yeah.
Yeah.
You were pulling one monster like you do in DDO.
And the whole lot come, yeah.
Dragging them, yeah, like luring them into a better fighting area because you wanted it outside of the cave.
That sounds about right.
That's right, yeah.
And in the course of fighting this swarm monstrosity, your highly expert dungeon master completely forgot that you can't restrain a swarm of bees, and I let you have your ensnaring smite or something from your paladin.
Most of it where we can.
Your paladin superpowers wrap the swarm up in like vines for a round before I realized that I'm an idiot. So you guys did get to whale quite a bit of damage on this monstrous swarm, but we ended at the end of a round. The swarm was free. It had engulfed Terrell a little bit, and luckily a lot of your important pieces of gear are magical, so they have some resistance to this kind of thing. But your shield has shown signs of damage from the acidic nature of this swarm monstrosity. That is basically the product of when a huge swarm of bees and a gelatinous cube get together and they become friends. In the course of doing a lot of damage to this thing, you guys chopped off or separated a section of the bee swarm, and so you have a separate little swarm of bees floating around, which I think is that's what Kai is making friends with.
Yeah.
And Yelena is just pew 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 arrowing from a distance everything.
Right.
As she does. Because she can.
Because I can.
Alright. So, for our maybe thrilling, maybe confusing, maybe harrowing conclusion, we're going to wrap up this story with part 3.5. And I'm going to forward the combat tracker to the top of a round. I believe Yelena kicks off.
And double checking, is Hunter's Mark still in effect for the swarm monstrosity? I think it was under effect of that, and I think it's supposed to last an hour. Do I need to drag that back
doesn't.
over?
You need to drag it back over because I don't see
Okay.
any effects on the swarm monstrosity at this time. And I know we were. Well, it says it's round 10, but we weren't at round 10. I don't know why it says it's round 10, which is probably why it's expired. But I think we're actually more like a round 4.
All right, so hopefully that worked right.
You did something.
I did something.
Great.
All right, so I'm going to do another something. I'm going to shoot.
Oh, that reminds me of the other thing. At the very end of the thing, oh yeah, the swarm of insects had attacked Kai, and I accidentally dragged the damage to the swarm rather than to Kai. So I think Kai, you might have more damage now than you did when you left the game last week. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kim. I just remembered that.
Ah, miss. Well.
Oh! Impossible.
Oh no.
Wait.
All right. Yeah.
Well, how does Hunter's Mark work again?
I think it's just I have to hit.
It gives you extra damage if you hit it. It doesn't give you advantage or anything like that. Theoretically, if you drag the effect properly before, it would have automatically rolled with advantage if it gave you advantage. So I'm assuming I just don't know anything.
I think that's pretty much it.
A
I'm
miss
just
is a
gonna
miss.
stay right here.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Terrell.
Right, I'm going
Swarm.
to.
I think the swarm is actually on top of you. I just have it dragged to the side so that you can act. Because when we layer tokens in Fantasy Grounds, weird things happen. It's hard to function.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to attack, but I'm also going to use a bonus action for Thunderous Smite. So I assume I just do my attack as normal first to make sure if I hit.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh no! Apparently I fixed the dice! Because they were rolling very well last week.
They were.
And they're very cold so far this week. So awesome.
Well.
That was a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good we're not like drinking. Okay.
So I am going to stay put because it's going to attack me if I try and get away anyway. So
Yes, it would have an attack of opportunity if you try to run away from the swarm. But you're within the swarm. That's probably not going to be fun either. But Kai?
So am I still surrounded by the swarm of bees?
You have a wee swarm of bees, on top of you.
Okay.
Say it's a medium-sized swarm of bees.
What, do they hinder me at all, or?
You're
annoying?
your vision is a little bit obscured. It's like you're within partial cover because you're like in a cloud of bees. So it's a little bit harder for you to like say see and target the monstrosity. But if you are like gonna deal with a swarm that's swarming around you, it's not a problem because it's around you. You have no confusion about where those bees are.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to do magic missile on the monstrosity then.
Well then. Magic missile automatically hits.
And I get 3, yeah?
You get 3, yes, if you're casting it at level 1.
Yes.
Ooh, good one. The last one's good. 10 points of damage total from your magic missiles.
Hmm.
Let me check something. With that 10 points of damage, the monstrosity, another gonna put it there. Can you see that new swarm?
We can. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it would automatically be visible because I copied it from the existing one. Awesome! The swarm monstrosity is even smaller than it was. Now you have two little swarms of what seems to be non-oozy bees that have been shaken loose from the massive swarm. And that's your turn?
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
So this new swarm, it's buzzing around and it flies up to Terrell. Well, it can't reach Terrell because the monstrosity's there. So it's gonna fly out this way. Let me double check how much movement it has. Oh, you know what? I tell a lie because it's the wrong swarm of bees. The one near Kai already is the one whose turn it is. They have 30 feet of flying though. So those bees are still there. The swarm that's on top of Kai is the one whose turn it is. And it is going to continue swarming you. And it's going to attempt to bite you, Kai.
Okay.
And it hits with an 11? Is that true?
I do.
It's only wearing a purple robe and some slippers.
True.
Okay. So it does some damage to you. It does 11 points of piercing damage.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
That is that swarm's turn. The next swarm, it starts flying away from the monstrosity. It flies about here. It's just aimlessly flying around, but it is getting closer to where it's like equal distance between you, Kai, and Yelena. But it's largely a swarm of bees flying away from the monstrosity. Now it's the monstrosity's turn. The monstrosity is more threadbare than it was to begin with. But as it's going to take a legendary action, I think, at this point. I think it can do that. And it's going to vibrate and shake off a cloud of acid around it. I don't think it's going to reach anybody except for Terrell because that it's swarmed. Because I think you guys are too far away.
Well, bully for you two.
Because it's a 15-foot radius.
Yep, just me.
Centered around Terrell. It doesn't reach anybody else. It doesn't reach this other swarm, though, either. So make a saving throw. A dexterity saving throw, Terrell. A 14 is good enough. But that means you take half damage.
Oh, what is better than all damage?
You take 1d6 acid damage. Oh, so you just take 1 point. I rolled terribly.
Yay!
That's not bad at all. It's just like a little teeny, just a little zap.
Feasting.
But in addition to that, the monstrosity is going to try and sting you. The first time, a 15 misses.
Uh-huh.
And at the second attempt, a 16 also misses. So that's not bad.
That could have been a lot worse.
Oh, and that was the end of the round. Back to Yelena.
Let's try this again. Hit.
Yes, 18 hits.
Partially resisted, so I get
Still
the
partially resisting the piercing, but you do take, it takes 6 damage still, and you get your Hunter's Mark damage. And you get your psychic damage as well.
I just did the psychic damage. Do I need to
Okay.
roll for the Hunter's Mark damage?
Yeah. Is that an extra 1d6? I don't think it applied the Hunter's Mark damage automatically. I think you have to drag that to the bees.
Okay, let me try that. I don't know that that's doing. I don't see anything.
Roll a
Just
1d6.
roll d6. Okay. All right.
Just roll a 1d6, and
I just did. Did it not?
It didn't show up in chat.
Grr.
There you
go.
go.
Better.
5. Okay.
Does it look hurt?
It's getting to be a thin swarm of bees.
Excellent.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely been bloodied. It's definitely like half the size that it was before. And you're thinking that you've whacked significantly at the swarm monstrosity. It doesn't have nearly the volume. In fact, I think when you started, it was huge, and at one point, like when we started, it was down to large in size, and now it's almost a medium-sized swarm. Terrell's turn.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh.
Nice.
Not 20.
So if I do my damage and then I do my Thunderous Smite, yeah?
Yeah!
Wow. Was that 15 damage?
Yeah, for just the basic hit because it was a critical.
Oh, hang on. I think I pulled the wrong thing. I think I pulled the attack again rather than the damage.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Okay, what you're going to have to do, because when it does the damage now, I don't think it's going to do the critical, is you might have to double the thing. So go ahead and roll your damage, but we might need to like double the base dice. Okay, that sucks. That really does suck. But it's going to be 7 plus. So I'll add 1 more to the damage that's been done to the monstrosity.
Okay, apologies for doing that wrong.
And now your Thunderous Smite.
Okay, so the attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage, and then if it says if a target is a creature, does this class as a creature?
It is a creature.
So it must succeed a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and, well, knocked prone, but I don't suppose it'll be knocked prone, will it?
It is immune to being prone because it's flying.
Yeah. Okay, so I cast... 1d6, where do I attack the attack, I'm assuming.
You should be able to drag the damage. There should be, under your Thunderous Smite spell, when you expand it, there should be the 2d6...
That?
Yeah. Okay, so it did.
I can't see what it's actually done.
Wait, it says it's partially resisted.
No, that's the damage above. Want it?
Oh, it was.
Oh.
That's weird. Okay.
I think it's done what.
It just dragged the effect.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Where's the sodding damage then? So that's that. That's it.
There you go.
That's
Now,
a save.
I will roll the DC to see if it gets pushed. Oh, I will inspect you to see what the hell is going on with your the.
All right, because I'm not sure that's still done the attack.
It does save though.
All right.
With a 15. Now, as to what is your damage doing?
There is a little attack button underneath the effects. Do I need to do that one?
What? I don't know why that's not doing the damage. Just roll 2d6.
Okay.
This is the last session of this one. We'll have to figure that out some future date.
There we go.
Because I'm used to it actually functioning, like, you know, automatically. I don't know why it's not. 10 additional damage.
Okay, that's another spell gone.
So with that 100, at that point, you've done enough damage, that last 10 points of damage, that the last little dregs of the gelatinous cube are knocked away from the sonic damage of your thunderous strike. And the swarm monstrosity is shattered, basically.
Yay.
It's obliterated. All that's left behind, another swarm of insects. Pay no attention to what I'm doing. And this swarm of bees is pretty threadbare. So you just have this, like, it's almost like a tiny swarm of bees at this point that is left behind. But the swarm monstrosity is no more.
Woo-hoo.
All that remains are these 3 swarm of bees. They're kind of they're a little bit angry. Some of them are flying around aimlessly, but they're all bees at this point.
Is there any way we can convince them to just go back to the village and go back to their little bee lives?
Well, that's what. Yeah, because I've got Speak with Animals, and you said that if they were normal bees, I'd be able to use that. And
Yeah.
Elena's got her
They
bee
are
friendship thing.
beasts. They're beasts again. These are beasts.
So, can I try talking to him?
If you have powers that let you talk to beasts, then yes.
I have Speak with Animals.
Okay. Do they have to have any kind of, like, minimum intelligence or something like that for you to speak with them?
Let's just have a look. You gain the ability to the knowledge of the minimum
Because
bees
I
can give you
don't
information
think
about
that a
now.
swarm of bees is really smarty party. It only has 1 intelligence.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says their knowledge and awareness. The knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters.
Okay.
You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you, but
Okay. So you cast. Now, how many creatures does it affect? Your Speak with Animals?
yeah.
Is it 1 at a time?
Just says you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration, so it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I guess I could
So
run
all
to
the
each group.
All the bees you can have a chat with in 10 minutes.
All right.
It's like, hey bees.
I think. And I guess basically I want to say, hey, your hives have been abandoned. You should go back to them and try and waft them in the direction of the village rather than the cave. I don't want to say all too complicated.
So you call this out to all the bees?
Yes.
Hey bees, this is the situation. This isn't your home. Your
Yeah.
home is back to the south in the village.
That's the sort of thing.
So like the bees all kind of like swarm together and they kind of like do this circle kind of around you. They're listening to what you say. But make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. I have
Is there anything else that you tell the bees?
What else can we tell them?
Could we ask them if they
Ask
know
them
where
where
the
the
big
big bee-
Fey, the big Fey bee is?
That too, then. There you go. 15.
Now, you rolled a 15 on your persuasion, so the bees seem inclined to listen to you, and they become rather docile. So the ones that were angry are no longer angry.
Ooh.
They're kind of neutral now. They're blasé bees. Bees. It ain't no fang bees.
Oh dear.
And they're kind of here again. They're circling around you, but there's not a frenzy about it. It's just more like this the busyness of staying in motion. And as you ask them, well, you're asking where the queen is?
Yeah.
You see the hive surge a little bit towards the entrance of the cave, and then they return back to where you are, and they're floating around you in a circle.
Okay. So she's in the cave.
So we need to go back to the cave.
I guess so.
Any other questions? Concern?
Was there anything else that we had to worry about in there? I don't think there were there?
You only got to see a little bit inside the cave, like you basically saw the swarm monstrosity and lured it out. And you did see that there was a large honeycomb hive structure in the center of the cave. And it looked like the entire cavern opening was encased with honeycomb and potential bee-ness.
Now, question about the bomb arrow thing I've got. Do I need to hit her direct? I don't need to hit her directly, do I?
I think we talked about this before. It is a
I can't
area of effect.
Okay, good.
And I can't remember how much it says, but there's a certain radius that you do not have to hit the bee directly. In fact, you might not want to hit the bee directly because of damage with it being an arrow. You just target near the bee. Which means it should be fairly easy for you to deploy it. Basically, it would just be a natural one would be failure to deploy it.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Any more questions, causes, concerns for the bees?
I guess maybe just ask him, is there anything else in the cave with the queen, or is she by herself now that you've left?
The swarm, you see it kind of sucking together into like a cohesive ball, and then the ball raises up and down for a few seconds.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the bee swarm is nodding.
Is that a yes to there's something else in the cave? Or yes to the queen is now alone?
The bee swarm just continues nodding because you've asked it 2 questions at once.
Oh no, I have reached the limit of
and at least one of them, the answer is yes.
I guess we just crack on and
risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, risk it for a biscuit. Tell the bees to bugger off home, and we'll get on with it.
At least to get one thing done.
Bugger off home, bees. The bees get frilly for a second, and they start swooping, buzzing to the southwest. They seem to be flying in the direction of Ruchevert.
Hey.
So, through the power of your persuasion and your talking, So that's those bee swarms sorted. So I'm gonna remove
Okay.
them from the-
Well, I don't know about you, but I could do with some hit points back.
Yes, most definitely.
Well, Yelena's fine. I can do lay on hands on myself and Kai.
Did we lose Bonnie?
I don't think so. I was just listening to you talk.
Okay,
And-
so
and
I'm out
coughing.
to do lay on hands for me and Kai to get some hit points back.
Okay. I think you can drag lay on hands in 5 hit point intervals is how we set it up. Or how I set
Yeah.
it up. And you have up to you have 4 of those
Right.
that you can spend according to
So
your interest.
is it just 5 each time? It's not a roll.
It's 5 each time because you can. There's no rolling. You can allocate those lay on hands healing points as you wish. I just set it up in 5 point increments because when you do it 1 point at a time, it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
All right. Okay. So.
And if you're taking a short rest, you can also spend hit dice, which is a roll from your front page, onto your person's as to how many hit dice you're spending to heal yourself.
Are we all right doing a short rest then, guys?
Mm.
All right. So if I do 2 lay on hands and myself and Kai get 5 hit points back.
Right. Yes. Which it seems like you did one of those successfully to yourself. I want to say, oh no, you didn't. Wait, yeah,
No,
you did one
I did
to
it to
Kai
Kai.
successfully, but you haven't dragged it to yourself successfully yet.
No, I've just knocked it off manually.
Okay, that works too.
Okay.
And then if you want to use any hit dice to heal yourselves, or any of those healing potions. Did I actually give you the healing potions that...
I don't have any in my inventory.
I don't even remember how many you got, but I know that there were some.
Right, okay. So I'm wearing that pendant thing that says I get double.
Oh, there's something like you get maximum healing from your doohickeys. When you spend hit dice, you just award yourself the max, which I think it did.
Yeah.
You should get 9 hit points for each hit die that you spend during the short rest.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was a good roll.
Ooh, that was a good roll. That was like maximum for you.
Okay, I will do that. Leave it there.
Next, you guys, you pull out the band-aids, pull out the bandages, wrap everything up. You practically look good as new. Meanwhile, Yelena, what are you doing? Because you are absolutely unscathed.
I'm stretching. Limbering up.
Let's do this.
Little quad, hamstring, quad stretches.
Just brushing off any miscellaneous dust that might have gotten on your lovely green vest. With
That's
all,
right.
With all the pockets.
Uh-huh. Were we doing a short rest, or are we all healed up?
Yeah, and I will
short rest.
actually award short rest now in case it refurbishes any of your abilities. So you should have recovered anything that you recover upon short rest at this point.
Okay.
Now, what are you going to do?
Are we going to go into the cave?
I think we should.
I think we have to.
Into the thick of it?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
It's real eager. All right, I will take the lead.
Okay. I will drag you into another map and put you in entrance of a cave. All right. As before, you enter the cave, and there's a little bit of a tunnel way to the northwest as you get deeper within, and then the tunnel opens up into a large cavernous area.
All right, I will inch forward. I need to be able to move. I can't move my token for some reason.
I'm super confused because the toggle lock, I think, is off.
I cannot move.
do
Can
you move
anybody
now?
else move theirs?
No.
No.
Nah, just me.
Oh, I can now. Wait a minute. Oh no, I can't move it
You can't
any
move?
further.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can only go as far as that line down. I can go back.
That's
Yeah,
really
me too.
weird.
Okay, interesting.
I am so confused. Can you move now?
Move now, yeah.
Hey.
Okay, there we go.
I don't know what was going on there. It's very strange.
Yay, technology.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm
Just fine.
inching forward after we
It
get
does confuse
ourselves
me.
unstuck.
At some point before I ever do this again, I actually do need to make time to watch one of those training videos on how Unity works compared to old classic Fancy Grounds. Because apparently it matters when it comes to maps. You can't just intuitively figure out what the hell is going on.
All right, so I'm looking around. Do I see anything?
So you're looking around. Now that you've moved in deeper, you can see more stuff. You can see that... Boop. Where the swarm monstrosity was lurking, you can see that that area is a little bit, it shows the effects that that's where the swarm monstrosity was, and where the cave is kind of coated with honeyness and honeycomb. There's certain patches that are also kind of green and a little bit sunken and show that like the acid coming off of the gelatinous cube portion of the swarm monstrosity has leaked into the nooks and crannies somewhat. The entire cave is not affected, but certain parts, you assume where the swarm monstrosity hung out or had a chance to hang out in the week that you were away, have been affected.
I'm going to keep walking forward. Do we have, I forgot, before I walk forward, so I've got the bomb. I can't remember if we have any of the flowers still that they like.
I think
Yeah.
you have 3 of the flowers that they like, the food flowers.
I'm just wondering if we can just put it out here. Maybe that would draw her out.
Is it the lemon's bane? wasn't it?
You
Yeah.
have 3 lemon bane that bees like to eat. And then you have a couple, I think, of the... I don't know, did you keep those or did you leave them with Arbiter Drusel, the pickable?
No, but I've still got the pickable. We took
I think the
it
pickable
all.
was mildly attractive to the bees.
Well, should I walk forward and put down the a lemon's bane and a pickable, or 2 lemons bane or something?
Yeah, like a lemon's bane and a pickable.
Yeah, all right then. I'll do that. If she comes out and eats me, I shall be happy.
You can put it like at the edge of the edge of the honey.
Yeah.
Do a stealth check to see how sneaky you are as you lay down these plants. And I'm just gonna you've come close enough that you can see this is I probably
Oh.
Shit.
Okay, well, to go with that, how about you do a perception check as well, or an insight check?
Just see how
Do
close
an
you are to
insight
death.
check. Insight, yeah.
My perception's much better than insight, but never mind.
Well, I think you perceived before that you had some suspicions. You felt like, oh, this might be the cave that I wandered out of. Of course, it looks very different now.
Yeah.
And you can't spot any clear exit to this chamber at this point. But your insight wasn't high enough for you to form any theories as to what's going on in this cave.
Okay. But the flowers are out, yeah?
The flowers are out, but you've made a bit of a klutz of it, putting these flowers down. You trip a little bit, and you've gotten, you broke some of the edge of the honeycomb. You managed to like trip and fall on it, and your elbow landed within the honeycomb, and now you've got like sticky stuff dripping off the sleeve of your robe.
Okay.
And at the disturbance, some bees float out from within the hive, the honeycomb. The little holes that pockmark this cave and the honeycomb within it. Also, you hear a buzz, and these bees just fly out of the holes.
Are they normal-sized bees?
These all seem to be normal-sized swarms.
Okay.
However, you notice some of them look a bit oozy. But some of them look like normal bees.
Okay.
You see 3 swarms, 2 of them looking oozy, 1 of them looking normal, and they're all aware that you're there, and roll another initiative.
Right. I take it I don't get spells back, do I, on part of a short rest?
I don't think you do. Kai might get some kind of wizardy thing back.
Well, I'm stuffed then. No more spells.
High initiatives, all of you.
Yeah.
Somehow, though, a lot of these bees have even higher initiatives than you do.
No.
Yeah.
So one of the oozy bees flies forward and swarms you, Kai.
Okay.
And it tries to sting you. It succeeds with a 16. And it does 10 damage.
Okay.
So you're being swarmed by those oozy bees. This other swarm of insects, it looks like to be the normal kind. It flies forward, but it is more interested in the lemon's bane that you put down. So it just hovers over the flowers. And I'm going to break it down, like take it from like Dungeon Alert Red to Dungeon Alert Yellow. Because it's really just, it's interested more in the pollen on the flowers that you let down. Kai, now you can act.
Yes. So these oozy bees, what do you mean oozy bees? Are they engulfed in goo?
They look like very small versions of the swarm monstrosity. Like these are some bees that were associated with that monstrosity that kind of got left behind as like a gloop back in the hive in its wake.
Okay. Right, okay. So if I was thinking maybe do burning hands, and it might burn the goo off.
Might burn those bees too. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it might burn the bees up, but that's a risk in it. And they just like sting me.
Look angry right now.
Shit. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll try. I'll try that, and yeah, we'll deal with the consequences after.
So burn you some bees.
Yeah.
17. It saves against your DC of 15. Does it take partial damage, or does it take no damage?
Wait a minute. It takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, so just roll the 3d6 in the chat, and I will apply half of that. Though I think it probably would have done it automatically. Takes 4 fire damage then.
And can I move?
Yes, you can move.
Thank you.
The bees, I think, get an attack of opportunity, though.
Oh.
Does that change your course of action?
Or just stepping forward to take
This is just like the dice with the satyr. Are you going to stay put, or you want to take the attack of opportunity?
Well, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move.
Okay. So the bees strike out at you. They hit you with a dirty 20.
Because she's within 5 feet of me, could I extend my protection? So it
What does
says
your
that
protection do?
I can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay, sure. As a reaction?
Yes.
Okay, let me roll again then. Natural 20. So the original. But hey, at least the natural 20 doesn't get used because of the disadvantage. It's still a dirty 20. So it's not worse. I mean, it's not better. I mean, it's not.
Not as bad.
You get it. You get it. It's not worse. Oh, oops. Ignore what just happened. Ignore what just happened because I didn't have it set officially as a disadvantage. It used the natural 20 instead of the normal damage roll. So you actually really should have taken half of that. You actually should have taken like the 4d4 plus 4. So it should actually be 14 points of damage rather than 23.
Right, how much damage did I have before that?
I think you had 11. Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
Well,
I'm going to give you 25 points of damage.
Okay.
As my best guess.
Okay.
Which leaves you with like 9 hit points. No, 11 hit points. Which I think you probably have less than that, but who cares?
Yeah. That's me done.
There's bees everywhere.
They're just.
That leads us to it actually being the swarmy oozy bees 3's turn. Those fly closer, but they can't reach you. Now, Terrell, it is your formal turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move to there and attack Swarm 2. Okay.
So you do 7 points of damage with your attack.
You're
You're out of smites.
Yeah, and I can't do anything to. So that's me.
Does poison work on the oozy swarm?
You'd have to try. Unless you have some ability that tells you. Though I could have you make a nature check.
Let me make a nature check then.
All right, with a natural 20, I'm going to say you're pretty sure that poison's going to work. You're like, well, at least poison would at least work on the bee part of it.
Mm.
You can poison bees.
True.
So if you poison bees, then that's going to pretty much take care of your problem, because there'd be like maybe nothing left for you to deal with. And you know that some types of oozes would be affected by poison, if not, it just depends on the type.
All right. I'm gonna step over so I have a clear line of shot of oozy bees too. Come on. And I'm going to use one of my poison arrows. Do I just shoot like I'm just going to do a regular shot and then roll the 2,
Right,
whatever
yeah.
it is, 2d4 plus all the other things.
All the other things.
As
So
a
you hit it with a 17. Your normal damage is partially resisted. Well, your poison is 2d6 additional.
So that's a psychic.
1 more point of damage.
I think it's 2d4, actually.
I think the psychic damage is only 1d4.
Yeah, the psychic damage is 1d4. The poison's 2d4.
Okay, so roll 2d4 as well for the poison. There's no saving throw with that, is there?
I don't. Let me see.
Does it say anything in the description of the arrow?
1 second.
Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't.
Yes, DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so let me roll the Constitution saving throw.
And then take it off if they save.
The bees.
Boobsies.
I mean, bees are not the most, constitutional things. And it rolls a 10, so it does take the poison damage, 6 damage. And that 6 of poison damage is enough to destroy the swarm of oozy bees.
Yay!
Yay.
Bamf. That's your turn. Unless you want to bonus action something.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So the swarm of insect bees, it's still occupied with plants. And that leaves, it's Kai's turn.
Okay, so a swarm of oozy bees 1 then. We'll do magic missile.
So you do 10 damage total to the oozy bees. Okay. And the 10 points of force damage, you seem to have really kind of blown up that that oozy swarm, blasted it, and the force of your missiles kind of shakes the swarm itself, and it vibrates, and you see the gloopiness kind of just drop to the ground in this spray of ooziness kind of splat on the honeycomb below, and it leaves pockmarks in its wake. But left behind is a half-size swarm of insects.
Normal.
That seem to kind of shake it off, and they immediately join the swarm of insects that's already there eating the flowers.
Okay.
So I'm just going to delete that.
Here.
So at this point, you have taken care of anything that is hostile towards you. The swarm of bees is occupied with the flowers that you left at Honeyside.
All right, so we need to get those bees to go back to the village, yeah? And we need to do something to get the big bee out, yeah?
Yeah, the problem is I've used all my spells now, so I can't speak to any of them.
Let's see. Animal friendship.
That's the same.
What's source? It has to be intelligence 4 or higher. So
it's
or no, it has to higher if the spell fails. Okay.
Because the bees only have 1 intelligence, but
so
they are bees though.
They are bees. Okay, so it still has to do a wisdom saving throw. So it can work on it. It works on it if they're stupid. Apparently.
So the bees need to make you're going to cast something on. You can cast animal friendship on the bees.
Animal friendship on the bees.
And they need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Right.
Bees are not wise per se.
Mm-hmm.
They have a -2 modifier, but unfortunately, I rolled an 18.
It doesn't say what the.
It would be whatever your spell DC is. Which is probably wisdom in your case.
Wisdom, okay. Wisdom, not the saving throw. The wisdom.
Your spell DC is going to be like 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 2 plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
So +2. So yeah,
it would be a 12 DC. Yeah.
Boo.
I figure 16 is probably for your level. 16 is probably high enough to save against anything. So you don't make friends, but the beasts they're neutral right now. They don't seem to be paying any attention to you.
So have we established we can walk on this honey stuff, or is it going to slow us down?
Well, Kai has established that you can fall into it and it's kind of sticky.
Right.
So you kind of have the impression that it's rough terrain, half movement, but you can move over it. And from what Kai can tell, the yellow bits are just honey. So it's not anything caustic. You might want to avoid green areas.
Yeah. Can we bring out the honey hunter? I mean, or is it going to go nuts? I mean, is it going to go nuts because the honey's here, or is it looking for the bee?
It's nutty because the place is filled with honey.
With honey, okay, gotcha.
So super high buzzy buzz. But you notice even then when you point it around the cave, as loud as it is, as vibrant, and you have a hard time almost holding on to the wand because it's vibrating so hard. But even then, when you point to the central hive, that is the strongest vibration and buzz that you get out of it.
Okay. All I'm thinking is, if we can't talk to the queen bee,
can we? I'm just wondering if I can thwack an arrow at it and maybe make her come out, and then quickly bomb
and bag.
Maybe.
That way we don't have to walk over there.
You do notice, you can tell that the openings on the central hive are large. They are large enough that a person could actually go through them like a door.
Well, that's appealing.
Elsewhere, because
they're
they're of a size that a Fey Queen Bee can travel in and out and squeeze through the holes. And since that is a large creature and you guys are only medium, then there's ample space for you to go into the hive. The places surrounding it are smaller and are meant for smaller size bees.
So are we going in as a group into the big hive, or should I give the flowers to Yelena?
I'm just wonder if we can get her out. I don't know what else will flush out of there if we flush her out.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way to get smoke in it? Do we have a way to do a smoke bomb?
Did we have a smoky thing?
I don't think you asked. I think that's a plant that you left behind. I don't think you made a smoky thing.
I think we said we were gonna. We had tinder boxes. We were just gonna get some green wood and burn it.
Do we want to improvise a smoky arrow thing to shoot in there?
But I think what we talked about before was you guys understood that smoke was a thing that beekeepers use to calm bees.
Well, maybe it's a good idea to put a little smoky something in there before, if we're going to go in to lure her out, to maybe calm down whatever's in there.
Maybe.
Or I don't know. Or we could go ahead and lob that bomb in there, but I don't know if she's...
We don't know how deep it is, do we? We don't know if it'll get to her.
Right. Or I can just try hitting it with an arrow and not put it into one of the openings and see if that stirs up something.
I mean, we could try that as a
preliminary
to start with, yeah.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to shoot at it. I want to hit like a side. I don't want an arrow to go into the opening if I can help it.
With like just to see if normal arrow?
Yeah, normal arrow.
Okay.
So what should I do? Just roll in the roll in chat.
Yeah. Got 10 will hit it.
Ooh.
So you shoot an arrow into the honeycomb side of the giant hive in the center. And it was a normal arrow, right?
Yeah, normal arrow.
So you split a fissure in the honeycomb wall, and you see a stream of oozing honey kind of just slope out and dribble down the side. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't seem to completely crack through the honeycomb wall.
Does it shake up anything? Any movement?
It doesn't seem to cause any kind of busy movements. And you think from how you've seen the other bees react to like Kai's presence so far, the smaller swarms, you feel like if there was a smaller swarm in there, they would have reacted based off the vibrations of the arrow hitting. So you suspect that whatever creatures are in that hive, they're larger.
So, Fey Queen.
Okay.
Should we go in and chuck a flower?
Get closer to it and chuck a flower near the opening. Yeah. Maybe. Hinging a lot on these flowers, aren't we?
Doing anything possible to not walk over there and crawl into it.
To not go into the hive.
Yeah. It just strikes me as a very bad idea.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. But we don't know how far she is, do we?
Do we have any indication it's anything further than that lump right there? Does it go underground? Is it like lead to something vast and cavernous?
You guys can do insight check.
I
mean, Kai's awesome at that already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh yeah. Yep. There we go.
Oh, we know nothing.
We'd be hopeless.
Okay, so apparently caverns, caves are nobody's strong suit here.
Oh god.
And maybe you don't have as much experience rummaging around in caves. And Kai has already proven that he can't be trusted wandering loose in a cave. So, because that's, how he wound up here in the first place. You can't really... You guys don't really have any insight as to what's going on with this honey, the natural shape of the cave, how deep it might be, how far it might go. You're just kind of guessing.
I think we're going to have to go in.
I do too.
want to go in. It's scary.
The only thing you figured out from experience is you probably, if you approach, you should try to avoid the smaller holes, because that might bring the interest of the smaller swarms of bees.
Okay.
All right, so do we want to make a torch?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's take that with us.
I'm not sure if I can mark it, but like the three closest little areas of holes in the honeycomb are where the swarms came from. So you think you've kind of pulled out what was in that immediate area.
Is it worth doing like a long rest before we do this, just in case we can't talk to her? She's Fey Queen. She's not. Well, no, can we? You
know that you've already identified that a Fey Queen speaks Sylvan. She's intelligent enough to communicate, but I think the people in the Feywild warned you that she might be very intense.
Right.
Because of it being brooding season, and if she's hungry because of being trapped here, she may not be as communicative as she would be in a happier moment.
So she's hungry. That was
she's
it, wasn't
hangry.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we've got flowers.
But you do have people in your party who speak Sylvan, and that is the language of the bee.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we're going in?
We're gonna go get. We said we were gonna fashion some smoke type thing.
A torch.
Smoky torch.
Yeah.
Torch.
So you trip outside the cave, get some green wood. You got your torch. You kind of set the green wood on fire, and it's really super smoky.
Yeah.
So each of you have a timber of smoking wood at this point.
Yes.
Yep.
You just like wave it around in front of you as you try to traverse the honeycomb and approach the hive. Am I getting that correctly?
Well, not necessarily that, but we're taking it up there, and I think we're going to stick our.
And you notice there are things like there are some rock outcroppings in places you can see on the map where either the cave is partially collapsed onto where the honeycomb is, and it's not covered at this point. So those parts on the map you see seem to be like little parts that are not coated by honey or honeycomb. Little ledges and rises and the differing heights of the cave. Interspersing different regions of this cavern. So if you see exposed rock, those are little sections that are not covered by honey or honeycomb.
Right. Okay. So I guess we'll just try to make for those and jump around a little bit.
Possibly avoid them holes in the ground in case they go through.
Okay. So we're doing it then, yeah?
Yeah, doing it. We're going this way. Jumps on the rock. Whoop.
It's tricky stepping, and as you try to walk through the honeycomb, it does your boots do sink into it, and the honeycomb goes easily up to just past your knee. So it's kind of like wading through a swamp of honey. So you feel like the ooze gets a little bit into your boots, and Kai, you definitely feel honey in your knickers. It's like. since you're wearing robes, it does kind of get up in there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You might be wearing trousers under your robes. I don't know.
Is there anything in the ceiling of the cave that we could somehow anchor a rope to?
The ceiling also seems to be coated in many places with wax and honey. I think I kind of had like a beehive normally kind of just drips from stuff and it covers any available surface. So you see that there are structures hanging from the ceiling overhead, but the ceiling goes up like a good 30 feet. So other than the few places where the rocks have fallen down, like where you're standing right now, the ceiling of the cavern is coated with this honeycomb mess as well. But the non-covered areas would be rock.
I'm just wondering if I could attach a rope to an arrow and shoot it up into the sticky stuff in the ceiling, and would that hold for us to swing?
I would say your earlier insight checks were not high enough for you to like have a good guess. But you do think that it's the same as down below.
Yeah.
Like if you shoot something up above, there might be that risk that you dislodge something that you don't want to necessarily mess with any more than you have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're in a cocoon of honeycomb right now.
So these little tendril-looking things that are going out from the center, do we have any idea what that is?
Those are like rivulets of honey oozing down from the hive, the central hive itself. And just kind of ridges in the wax where it's been free-formed. Normally, if a beekeeper, they have their little, their hive that's built a certain structure, and the bees will build within the structures that are set up by the beekeeper. But if left to build a nest naturally, they kind of form these wavy structures. And that's what you see in the honeycomb surrounding you. It's just on this grand scale, larger than anything you've ever seen before in nature.
Did you say the Fey Queen was, intelligent and what's the word?
Intelligent enough to speak.
Right, because I'm just wondering if we could just walk up to it and knock politely, see if anybody's in.
She does have a higher than 3 intelligence.
Can we just holler hello in Sylvan?
We could try.
Let's try that.
You're still about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 25 feet away from the hive itself.
Should we move to the next rocky bit?
Yeah, let's just, the one on the left?
Yeah.
It's a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we make it over okay?
Okay.
Don't give a DM ideas.
We make it over, okay.
So you're about 15 feet away from the hive structure itself. And you call out, what, hello in Sylvan?
Yeah.
Do you say anything else?
Here, bee.
I'm going to have you make a persuasion check in terms of how alluring your Sylvan call to the bees is. So anyone who can speak Sylvan can make a persuasion check.
I can't speak
calling
Sylvan.
bees forth.
Common, Elvish, and Giant. I'm guessing Elven is not the same as Sylvan.
No, it's not.
Boo.
A 10 is not. You call out, hello, bees, here, bees, and nothing happens.
Well, at least we don't get attacked.
I mean, that's good.
Right?
Yeah, it's like an indifferent call to the bees. The bees are like, meh.
Somebody, do we have more of the flower?
Yes, I have two of the yellow ones and one of the...
You left one behind with the swarm and it's still snacking.
Right.
And you have 2 with you and you have the pickable.
Yeah, I have two yellow ones and one pickable left. What do you reckon? Chuck a lemon's bane at the thingy?
Everyone can make a perception check.
What, all of us?
Yeah, anybody who can perceive things.
Probably not us then. Ooh.
About time. Yay, 2.
All of you are perceptive
What the
enough
hell?
that you can see these large openings in the central hive that they're big enough for a person to walk through. You can detect that you see through the opening before you. You can see little signs of movement that you think there are creatures within. As
in mobbies?
You suspect there's creatures, and you suspect the creature, it looks like it'd be something larger. It's not like a swarm. It looks like an actual figure.
So do we need to get closer then? And put a flower down. Maybe. It might demonstrate that we're not hostile.
Right. I don't like the idea of going into a probably very enclosed space with a very large creature. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I just maybe put it at one of the entrances of these big holes, perhaps.
I would say just lay it out on the rock outcrop here and see if they come out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that then. I'll just pop it in front of me.
We could do that, because if not, what happens, we just pick it back up again.
Are you going to use any kind of stealth in presenting this flower?
Oh, am I?
And like, I mean, are you gonna stealth and hide it in any way, shape, or form, or are you just gonna put it down and wait to see what happens?
Well, Yelena's just shouted out B, 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 so...
I think we should just put it down and see what happens, because, you know, we need to make a noise to attract the bee for her to notice that there's a flower there that she might want to eat, perhaps.
So who wants to present the bees with the flower? Present the flower? Token of your affection?
Oh, I'll do it.
Well, I'm tempted to say Yelena in case the bee comes out and she could talk to it.
Well, yeah,
but,
there is that.
But,
do you want me just to, call out again? It's like, we've got food. Snacks. Nom, nom, nom.
Try that out.
So are you putting the flower? Are you going to put the flower near the hive or not?
I want to put it on the where we are, like maybe a little bit in front of where we are. I want to see if she will come out.
Yeah, let's do that.
Like, for example, I'm going to walk over. Like right there. Maybe put it down there. And then walk back. So she's not on top of us. So there's a little bit of distance.
Good call.
So you put it back, you do a little distance. And how far away is it?
About 10 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing happens. It's not close enough for...
All right, well, here, okay. So if we see movement in that opening, maybe I need to go ahead and take the shot with the bomb. Make sure she's calm, then maybe we can go in there
and force feed her flowers.
That right, yeah.
Okay.
gently coax her out, and she'll be more mellow.
What is the radius of the calm bomb?
1 second. Inventory, where are you? Projectile can be thrown at a creature within 30 feet and acts as a calm emotion spell. Charisma saving throw of this potion is DC 14, duration 1 minute. So within 30 feet, it doesn't say what the radius is. I guess unless it is 30 feet also. Up to the DM. Is everybody there still?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was pushing to talk the wrong button. Okay. So I gave my whole decision and explanation using the wrong push to talk button. So I was just checking to see the whole radius total of the central hive itself, as I have it on the map, is 10-foot radius square, which I didn't put it in the description of the actual item, but it would have been at least a 15-foot radius effect. I was trying to see if it was 15 or 20 feet to see if that made a difference, but it doesn't, because the hive total is smaller. So yeah, you could launch the arrow into one of the hive openings, and it would potentially affect anything within that hive.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think it's best option we've got at the moment. Try and calm her down before we go in.
Yeah.
All right.
So make a ranged attack with that arrow in the chat, and as long as you don't hit do a natural 1, I'll do saves.
All right.
Here goes.
Woohoo.
All right.
I
with a
got a little
12
worried there for a minute.
With a 12, you shoot the arrow through an opening in the central hive. The arrow disappears from sight, and then there's like this little poof sound, and then you see this cloud. It's kind of this like floaty green color, like a wispy greenness of smoke, and almost like powder and sparkles and glitter, poofs out from the openings in this hive. Gently wafts through the air and dissipates. There are actually multiple creatures within this hive, so I'm going to have to do some saving throws. Basically for 3 of interest. So what was the saving throw on the calm emotions again? Did I actually specify in the item?
DC 14.
DC 14. And it was a wisdom?
Charisma saving throw.
Charisma, okay. One thing saved. Another thing did not. And another thing did not save. So 2 things are under the effect of calm emotions, and 1 thing isn't within this hive. I'll tell you that much.
Right. I guess we go in and see. I mean, it won't have antagonized them any, will it? It's just not calmed them down.
Right.
Right.
So whatever state they were in before you deployed the bomb, they're still in that state. But the things that failed their save, they're chilled.
Then I guess we have to risk going in and seeing if we can talk to the Queen.
Right.
Here we go.
Let's just walk, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Is it worth me going first and trying to make a track through the honey? Because I'm heavy.
I'm not
Kai,
quite...
do you have any way to move? Any magic ways to part seas of honey that move allow Moses in the Red Sea?
Yeah.
Like levitation? Is that what you're going for?
Or any some sort of telekinesis?
Is there like a flying carpet in your pocket?
That's right.
No, unfortunately not. I don't think so.
One lurking in your robe somewhere.
No, unfortunately not. Have I got anything useful? Take it a gust of wind won't blow it out of the way, will it?
No. I think it's a little bit.
Could I burn it and turn it into
Would that piss him off?
solidified sugar?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is if you set the thing on fire, I mean, you've got the smoke thing happening,
Right.
which also can affect a chilling out effect. But if you start to destroy stuff around them, that might agitate somebody. I'm just throwing that out there.
What about Deck of Transmutations? That's a random thing, is it?
It does random thingies. It does.
Would it have something useful in there that I could potentially randomly pick?
Yeah, but it could also cast Disintegrate on you as well.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure Bonnie said she'd taken the Disintegrate out.
Yeah, I did take the Disintegrate out.
I don't mean there ain't something just as bad.
For level 4 purposes, I took Disintegrate out.
What do you reckon?
But it has random effects. But your understanding of transmutation spells is it usually alters forms or alters capabilities of forms.
Would it alter the molecular structure of honey?
Again, that could piss them off. So all the honey disappears.
Check something, because off the top of my head, it's been long enough that I'm not sure I remember all of the potential things that your deck of transmutations might do. I think in the description of the item, it might list all the possibilities of things that might happen if you use one of those cards.
No.
Oh, is it hidden from you?
Yes.
Is it secret?
Secret.
You know that some spells like control water do allow you to shape bits, but you don't know if any of these cards would do that. And the spells you have heard of have to do with shaping water, shaping earth. So it's kind of like a long shot, hoping that the random card that you pick out of this deck allows you to do something like shape earth, which would allow you to dig through honeycomb. I mean, you would have just as much chance to like set off a catapult on the hive, or you know, give a slow effect to the area of the hive or something like that.
All right. What do we want to do?
Was there a time duration on the control emotions?
Yeah, 1 minute, so we probably need to move.
Oh shit.
So you probably debated about 2 rounds now. You got 8 left.
I think we should just try and trek up there.
Yeah, it's just track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if I can use the shield as like to try and push the honey to the side, make like a track for you.
Plow.
That's it, yeah.
Oh,
Break a trail.
Well,
Break a trail.
Say you step forward 1 step to try to test the waters or the honey, as you will.
Mm-hmm.
And here, it's a little bit deeper than the trek you've had up till now. It was about, 3 feet deep at that point. And it seems to be just as deep now in the area leading up to the central hive. And it seems like some of the places where the beeswax is underfoot, some places have more support than others. So if you find that if you tap on a part that is part of the honeycomb wall structure rather than just a cellular wall, that part is more resilient and is almost like a stud in a wall, and you can walk along it without collapsing.
Okay.
If you can tap out that space.
Right. Okay.
So you could use like one of your javelins or something, and you tap
Yeah.
along, and you find like a spine within the honeycomb where you can walk without sinking deeper in, and you stay level with the base of the hive itself.
Okay.
So using a couple more rounds, so you have 6 left. You've reasoned this out, and you're all able to approach the side of the hive without a hole in the side of it where you could enter the hive proper, or you could just stick your head in and peer around a little bit more to get a sight of what's there.
Do you want to do the head sticking in?
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Who's sticking their head in?
Well, I'll have a quick look. I don't mind doing that. In case all attacks.
Are you sticking your head in then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to stick my head in a hole.
When you first put your head in the hole, and it's Terrell?
Yes.
It's this large structure of honeycomb. And you see one large bee. You don't think it's a queen. It looks more like a drone. And it's kind of hovering in front of these almost vat-like structures with little cocoons inside of them. And it's just kind of chilling out there like a guard. It does not seem to be angry at anything. It's just like it notices you, but it's not bothered.
Okay.
That's the only thing you can pick out right away through the hole that you went through. There are what seems to be almost walls of beeswax kind of blocking your view further into the hive core.
Okay. Then I guess I stick my head back out and relay that to the other guys. Do we want to see if Yelena can talk to the drone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess, am I in there?
You stick your head in?
I stick my head in.
Okay.
I say, greetings. You're a long way from home.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty chill, huh? You having a good time?
It's a great day here. I've just been, having some royal jelly, like protecting it. It's got all this honey all around me. It's really cool, and the babies are like hatching. It's great. Yeah, it's a good day to be alive.
Excellent.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's awesome. I like that for you.
Thank you so much. Just I know this might be imposing a little bit, but could we talk to the queen maybe if she's in?
Oh, she's in. Yeah, she's totally in because her babies are hatching.
Oh, that's great. Well, we wanted to come by and congratulate her on the babies.
Oh, mazel tov.
Yeah, we've got a gift for her too.
Really? That's really thoughtful of you. I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's been a little bit, hassled lately, really hungry and everything. But
well, she might like the gift we've got for her.
Having gifts, having company might chill her out. She might be in a good mood about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if she'd been standing right here, she'd be even more chill.
Whoa. It's a good spot to be on duty.
I take a deep breath. I take a deep breath to see if I can get some secondhand effect because I'm nervous. It's like,
and you like wisp left because you like to calm your own emotions.
Yes, exactly. Pass the duchy.
Well, if you want to just, hey, I'll look back up here a little bit. Oh, yeah. My buddy's over there. He's a little bit testy, but I'm sure if you just tell him that you're here to see the queen.
Absolutely.
You want me to talk to him?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Bobby, can you come over here a second? We need to talk. And another drone appears. This drone doesn't appear as chill. It's like very tense. It sees you and he's like, what are they doing here? People are supposed to be here. Are they a threat? And the bee you've been talking to is like, no, Bobby. These people are cool. They brought presents. And the other reason, presents. How'd they know the queen's here? How'd they know about the babies? Are they spies?
Can we show them the flowers?
Yeah, I can show them the flowers.
And just say, this is the gift for the queen. We know she's hungry.
And Bobby immediately chills out. Like, oh, that's our favorite. That's what you brought the queen?
Yep.
Well, alrighty then. So he's chill as well. Bobby's chill. All right, but no funny business. Just present it to the queen. I'll show you where she is. Okay, if you come this way, mind the honey. There's honey everywhere.
Absolutely.
Mind the royal jelly. The babies need that so they grow big and strong and awesome like me.
So we just need to walk on the little where he's walking.
The orange part that it doesn't look like it's glistening. Glistening bits are full of honey, so you might get sticky. The white bits look like they have this jelly substance.
Jelly. Yep.
And the little curly Q things are like little bee cocoons where the larvae is either hatching or getting ready to hatch. And as you walk through, you see that there are a couple little teeny bugs. Little baby bees have just hatched.
The babies.
Little baby bees, baby bees have hatched, and they're like greedily supping on the royal jelly in the little vat structure. But you get to where you are, and both of the drone bees kind of point the direction with their proboscis to the east, and they're between the walls of the beeswax. Amidst the different hexagons of the hive, you see a humongous bee, about, I don't know, 40, 50 feet to your east. And she's sitting amongst a series of the royal jelly hives, surrounded by little larva sacs and honey. And
Do we want to?
Do we
want to be with you, Lena? Sorry. Are you going by yourself?
I wouldn't. Coming in would be a good thing.
Okay.
I will drag Kai to the entrance as well then.
So do we want to assume I've got the flowers?
You've got the flowers, and before you're even like, as soon as you're about 30 feet away from the queen, you hear this melodic, very deep voice that seems to vibrate with each syllable, and so there's like a buzz underlying each word. Who goes there? I smell something delicious.
We brought you some food. This is a gift.
I'm so hungry. Bring it to me. Bring it to me.
So, and I'll say, you are a long way from home, aren't you?
Am I? Is that why there's no food here?
That's exactly why.
Please give me those flowers.
We're here.
Give me the flowers.
She's got the flowers. I give her the flowers.
And you see she seems to kind of devour the lemon spain. And you can see that as she greedily sups on the pollen on these flowers, little sparks of electricity seem to emit off of her torso. And the bits of pollen just kind of float and cling to the electrostatic ions on her torso. And she's making like slurpy sounds, and she's like, "It's so good, and I'm so hungry."
We're here because we want to help you get home. You're not in the Feywild anymore. Do you know how you ended up here? You're in what is the Feywild called? This land?
I wouldn't know.
The non-Feywild.
I was flying. I got off track.
You say tell her that potentially she's going to run out of food, and that's going to cause problems for the babies.
I'm already out of food. I'm so glad you brought this.
Yes.
Do you know where there's more food?
Back home, when we can help you get back home.
You can.
Yes.
Can you bring my babies, my brood? They must come with me.
We'll help with that. That's it. Is that within our capabilities to actually help with? I'm assuming.
Well, I mean,
you have a big bag.
We got a big. Oh, that's right. We got the big bag.
And if she's willing to come with us, then she doesn't have to get in the bag unless she wants to.
Exactly.
So we could package the babies in the bags and then take them all back.
So you can lead me. You can lead me back to the Feywild where there's food.
Yes.
Yes.
Do a persuasion check, all three of you.
Is there any way of getting advantage if I pray to my god?
Absolutely. How do you pray to your god?
I take hold of my little unicorn pendant, and maybe just for good luck, I'll get out my golden acorn as well, and I'll just close my eyes and just start praying, saying, please help us to help this creature get back to where it belongs. We don't want it to die. We don't want its offspring to die.
Restore the natural order.
Exactly.
All right, roll with advantage.
Okay. Oh shit, how do I do that? Advantage. What was it again? Persuasion.
Yes. All right. So you dropped a 6. But it was a group success kind of thing, as you both, all three of you are like imploring, or like Yelena's talking, but you guys are like, yes, what she says. Totally. Or echoing Yelena's words. And the queen responds. She's in a good frame of mind because of the calm bomb that I can't, the thing I named that I can't say. And in chorus, you have convinced her that if she comes with you, that you will lead her back to where there is food, and she's totally for that, as long as you can collect the baby bees and bring her with you.
I think we can do that. We decided we can do that with a bag.
You have a big bag, so you explain. We have a bag. We can put your brood into the bag. We'll carry them carefully.
Is it sort of like a bag of holding? It's sort of magical, kind of.
It's no, it's a normal bag. It's not extra planar. Like, it's something that, like, you just put them in. It's very large. They can breathe. It just keeps something in a specific space. And since this brood is small enough that it can't really travel by itself, though one little baby bee you see kind of hops onto the queen's back, and it seems to be a little bit larger than the other babies, and you think this might be a baby queen.
Mm-hmm.
And
can the drones
it's flying along with the mother. The drones can each take another one of the babies. So you have this big bag, and it's got like about half a dozen other baby bees in it and some larvae.
Mm-hmm.
And you're carrying that along with you, and the drones and the queen follow you out of the hive core.
Okay, progress.
Awesome. Hustle towards the Feywild portal.
You tiptoe your way out of the cave. Because the queen is with you, none of the bees that may remain in that cave give you any hassle. And you step back out into the forest. All of the Fey-sized bees flying behind you. Now, I want you guys to make a group survival check to see how well you actually remember the way back to the Feywild.
Oh no.
It's a group check, so it's the average of how you guys roll.
Oh, nice.
And you all roll stellarly well. I mean, you got a natural 20 in there. And there's a 15 and a 21, so like your average is something like 17 or 18 altogether, and there's a natural 20. So you totally remember exactly how to get back to the Feywild portal. You don't need a map, you don't even have to think about it. You're like, you paid attention to the one thing that was really important to this mission and being successful in corralling this Queen Fey Bee and getting her back to the Feywild. So good on you, gold star, A+++. You reach back to the sylvan kind of glade within the high forest, and you see the stones that are labeled in sylvan with "You must be this tall to enter," and the swirling curly lights, rainbow lights prismatically gleaming, and you're outside the portal.
Okay. Go in.
Go in.
You want to go in?
Well, yeah, because we need to so that Tansy can close the.
But
Or do we just want to chuck the back in there and say, okay, bye?
I don't think she'd be pleased if we threw her stuff
probably
around.
not. I guess we need to at least just sort of step in and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you step in through the portal. I'm just going to share that Feywild map again. you step in, you step through the willow tree, you come out the other side, and there is the Harengon, Tansy, Fleetfoot, waiting for you by the signal fire, the switch that controls the Feywild portal's opening. And she's looking at her watch, and she looks at you arriving, stepping through, and she's like, "It's about time." And
You're welcome.
she sees there's the big bag is over your shoulder. And as
Yeah.
you step forward, the bees flip, 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 bzz, bzz, bzz. The bees follow you flying through. And the Harengon opens her arms and says, "Ah, you brought the bees. Well done, well done. Good job. I'll take care of them.
Thank you.
I'll lead them back. Come with me, Your Highness."
You need to take this bag as well.
All right. Hand it
Got
over.
babies. Got a whole hive going.
Oh, well, we'll have to find a special corner for this. Yes. Lots of bees. Great. You'll be going? Or
Yes.
do you want to stay? I need to shut the portal now, so you'll have to either stay or go.
I think we'll need to head out.
Yeah, we need to go.
All right, then bye.
Thank you. Good
Don't-
to see you.
Don't let the
Man,
branches,
dash for the portal.
don't let
It's
the
been fun.
branches hit
Bye-bye.
you on your way out. You step back through the portal, and it feels like swirly and strange, just like it did before. And just like before, Kai and Yelena, you feel completely unbothered. It's just like you step through a tree. It's no big deal. You felt your bodies kind of dissolve and redissolve in another place, and you're back in the forest glade with like the swirly lights and some of the strange flowers. And just like before, Terrell, you feel like this strange cloudiness overcoming your mind, but the golden acorn starts to glow again, and the cloudiness clears. Oh, you have to roll again to see how much time has passed.
Okay.
What are we rolling?
So everybody
Who's
roll
rolling?
a d4, and whoever rolls highest will roll to see how long you were actually in the portal.
Uh-oh.
Terrell will roll this time. Oh, I think I got rid of that table.
With a Feywild time warp table, is that the one?
Yes.
Right, so I just roll the dice,
Roll
yeah?
on that, yeah. Hit the roll. Days become weeks again. That seems to be the thing for you. Now, granted, you were only in there for like 5 minutes. So when you step out of the portal this time, you see that it's sunset. So a good half of the day has already passed, and you'll be hiking back to Ruchevert. It'll be dark by the time you get there.
Okay.
And once you've stepped through the portal, a couple seconds pass, maybe one. Like you just managed to like pull your longsword through the portal when there's almost a snap, and the prismatic light seems to collapse and the stones disappear. And all you're left with is the Feywild plants are left behind that were on this side, but there's no sign of the portal anymore. It's just the few scatterings of Fey plants that have been left behind, and how the pollen, the few little remnants of pollen are floating in the air. But otherwise, it seems like an undisturbed glade in the high forest.
Okie dokie.
Now what?
Back to the village, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can at least let them know about the cave and that there might be some bees still in there.
And a lot of honey.
Mm.
Somebody needs to come shovel that up.
Yeah, just avoid the green stuff.
A lot of honey. There was a lot of royal jelly in the central hive as well. That might be good for something. So you hike back. Do a survival check to see how well you remember the way back.
If I can just find my window. Where'd it go? Never mind. I hate. Tell me I'm not the only one that does that.
That's
Reg's
behind
just
you.
said I can't find my window. Hey.
Yay! So you all, yeah. I mean, Yelena pretty much leads the way, but you all remember generally which way to go. And Yelena is kind of leading the pack of you about turn this way, turn that way. And then she leads you to where the path picks up again, that last little stretch out of the forest, headed to the southwest towards the village of Ruchevert. And it's past sunset, but you reach the town. Where'd you go?
I'm guessing Drusel.
Yes.
Knock on Drusel's cottage door.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a brighter, happier voice again than the last time you came to call. And he's like, coming! And the door flings open. Oh, and also do a perception check.
Oh no.
Well, I guess that's
Okay.
better time to be doing rules like that.
It's
than
dark.
previously.
It's dark, so you don't pick out much about the village. You're not, familiar enough with the town and how things normally look in the daytime for you to be able to pick out anything at night. Even with your dark vision that some of you have. It's not until you knock on the door and Drusel opens it and he looks happy to see you and he's like, well done! The first swarms of bees have already straggled back to their hives.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
So we just tell him about the cave.
Yeah.
There still might be some stuff in there, and there's a lot of honey and a lot of...
Possibly special
wax.
honey, because it's Fey honey.
That's right.
Make good
Fey
mead.
honey. I shall have to send Terry to go fetch me some of that. Could you make a map as the location of these caves?
Sure, I'm assuming we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think your survival checks up till now have been good enough that you would be able to recall directions to get to the cave.
Can you make a copy for me as well, for Kai, and then if he fancies going back to the Underdark, he'll find his way back.
Well done, well done.
I guess Yelena can do a copy for you, can't she?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I have high hopes. This will resolve our problems now that we have at least a few swarm of bees in residence.
Well, there were some bees left in the cave as well, so you might be able to bring them back.
We shall keep an eye out. I think there might be stragglers arriving throughout the night. Seeing as there was a Fey Queen involved, I'm assuming that you've successfully returned her to the Feywild?
We did.
Without her scent to lure the bees astray, I have high hopes that the remainder will fly back to the village.
Well, hopefully.
Well, you all look a bit peaked. Well, Yelena doesn't look peaked. She looks in fine form. But Kai, Terrell,
And she smells great, too.
she smells wonderful. No wonder the bees are back. They probably were following you.
Oh dear.
I was half expecting to get lit upon by a swarm of bees at one point during that battle.
That
It's
was
like,
a
oh,
scenario. That was a scenario for like months or years passing, because you've been like the only flower left.
Yeah.
So Drusel is quite pleased, and he he commends you and tells you that you're free to stay at the inn through the end of the week. It's paid for.
But
And
will she
if you-
remember that?
If you would like to stay longer for when they have the honey festival in a couple weeks, you're more than welcome to stay on as guests and friends of the village. And he also awards each of you 15 platinum for your pains and trouble.
Should add that to my amount.
And then the next day, you see multiple villagers. It does not include Arbiter Druzel. He does not set out from the village, but rather stays behind. But people like Kai's friend Terry and various elves, they seem to don their hunting garb and forage out into the forest. And throughout the day, you see them coming back with large barrels full of honey and royal jelly. Throughout the night, as Arbiter Druzel hoped for, additional swarms of bees continued to creep in to the village, buzz into the village overnight and throughout the morning and the next day. And so by noontime the next day, you see hives buzzing now with the activity of bees, bees floating between flowers everywhere that you look. And there's much rejoicing, and the spirit of the village seems to be high, and everyone is very excited. Because even though it's late in the season, they feel hope that the village is going to be able to make it through the winter comfortably, especially considering the honey that they're bringing back from the cavern. Druzel's spending some time examining it. And after he spends the afternoon studying the samples of honey brought back, he tells you that as long as it's not the honey that was tainted by there's some of it was green, that is caustic. It is akin to an acid bomb. But the honey that is pure Fey honey, it's quite delicious. I'm very excited about the products we might be able to make from it. But he gives you each with a flask of this Fey honey, and he tells you that the honey seems to also act as acid resistant.
Ooh.
Nice.
So each of you gets like a potion of acid resistance for your troubles. And that is where we leave it.
Yay!
With the bee problem sorted, the village is quite happy with you, and you're considered a friend of the village if you ever come back here. And you're welcome to stay on for the Honey Fest.
Nice.
And if some point you like decide that you're going to try to find that orc village again and get that tarp that's been treated, to see or get any other products from Druzel to have him make anything for you, or if any of you want to become proficient with an alchemy kit, he can train you if you spend a week studying with him. And that will be our adventure of the Harrowing Hive of the High Forest.
Brilliant.
Yay!
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 And I'm going to just drag stuff into your inventory. I don't know if you're ever going to play with these characters again, but hey.
I do like a ranger. That's the first ranger I played. I like the whole standing back and shooting things from a distance.
Yeah, that seemed to work very well.
That works really nicely.
Especially because you have that far distance. So you just don't stand back, you stand back.
I'm still thinking about those winged boots. I wonder if I can get those. I thought about it. It's like, I don't remember if I get some sort of advantage from the bracers.
Well, like 15 plat is akin to 150 gold. So you're that much closer to actually being able to afford buying some.
Cool. I'm just trying to imagine that up from a height. That'd be really neat.
Pew, pew.
Pew.
I'm just adding stuff to your character sheets now.
Ooh.
And I guess the winged boots would have come in handy in the honey cave.
It might have been. That would have been a way to avoid touching honey altogether and disturbing anything. So now you have 41 plat instead of 26 Terrell, and you have a potion.
Oh, I'd already added the 15 to mine.
Oh.
I'll send it. I'll put it back. Don't worry.
But you're stinking rich now.
There we go.
Well, maybe I should leave it for all of. Well, I'll go ahead and update Kai's because you only have 11. So there's no way you're hiding 15 plat there.
No.
Kai runs off to gamble it all away immediately.
Huh.
Did you go ahead and add your 15 plat, or do you need me to add it, Elena?
I did it.
Okay. And potion. I keep closing this potion before I drag it. I don't know why. I've opened it 3 times now. There you go. Everybody, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing the work.
Whee! So hopefully in the future, maybe we'll do something else with these characters, and you can, I don't know, get some winged boots.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool. I quite like this
Yeah.
one.
Maybe you'll go back to the Feywild.
Maybe.
Well, who knows?
Run into Lufkin again.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's a gimme. Right, we will go finish sex education.
Yeah.
And thank you for anyone who came by to watch. I see there are a couple people in chat, Groovy and Skunk City, so thank you. And everyone have a great weekend.
You too.
And you.
You
Thanks,
too.
Bonnie.
Thanks again.
Hurrah!
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.